Los Angeles is at the epicenter of a national storm. What began as peaceful protests against immigration raids has now escalated into one of the most intense standoffs between state and federal power in decades. Tonight we break it all down. It started last week. Immigration and Customs Enforcement launched a series of large-scale raids across Los Angeles, targeting businesses and homes. The reaction? Immediate. Thousands took to the streets in protest. The demonstrations began peacefully with rallies at City Hall, Mariachi Plaza, and Grand Park. But tensions boiled over. Looting, fires, and clashes with law enforcement broke out. Over 600 rounds of less lethal munitions were fired to disperse crowds. Police cruisers were destroyed. Waymo self-driving cars set ablaze. Storefronts smashed and looted in downtown. At least 56 people have been arrested, some for looting, others for assaulting officers. Among them, a California union leader who was later released. President Trump has responded with force, invoking a rarely used federal law to deploy 2,000 National Guard troops, without the consent of California's governor. And that's not all. 700 active duty Marines have been mobilized to support ICE and federal law enforcement operations. Marines at Camp Pendleton remain on high alert. State and local leaders say this is a dangerous federal overreach. Governor Gavin Newsom has filed a lawsuit, calling the move unconstitutional. Here's where it gets tricky. The Posse Comitatus Act prohibits the use of federal military forces for domestic law enforcement. But Trump claims he's acting under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, citing a rebellion that disrupts federal law enforcement. So far, Marines are limited to support roles, protecting ICE facilities and personnel, not making arrests. But legal experts warn, if Marines start policing the streets without invoking the Insurrection Act, it could violate federal law. On the ground, protest leadership is coming from groups like Centro CSO and the Service Employees International Union. But many demonstrators are simply local residents, Latino families, immigrant advocates, and young people, angry about what they see as federal aggression. Protests have spread citywide, from detention centers to police stations to freeways. And more are expected this week. Property damage is widespread, but as of June 10th, no official estimate has been released. Fires, vandalism, and looting have affected businesses throughout the city, especially downtown. Cleanup is underway, but tensions remain high. This conflict goes beyond Los Angeles. It's about the power struggle between states and the federal government, about immigration, protest, and the military's role in civil unrest. The courts will now weigh in, and the eyes of the nation are watching. Los Angeles remains a city on edge. With both sides digging in, the next chapter in this historic standoff is still being written.